Thanks for joining us. I am here with Ted Thomas, who of course is the authority in tax lien certificates and tax auctions and such. And good to see you again, Ted. I got a real simple question for you today. If I'm looking for a tax lien property that's up for sale, is there some central online location I can do this? Where do I get started?
Oh boy. All right. Well, tax liens are basically come from the local county. So that's really a challenge. Across the United States, there's over 3,000 counties, over 3,000. Each county is a separate jurisdiction and has its own tax challenge. Wow. So that means they collect the taxes from their local people, and they pay the sheriff and they pay the hospital and things like that. So there's no central place. As a matter of fact, you asked that question, so I'll just show you real quick. This is an actual tax lien list for Hillsborough County in Tampa, Florida. Wow. And it's a pretty big newspaper. It's got 30,000 tax liens in it. You can't see it up close, but that's lists of tax liens. So
that's just Tampa. That's one newspaper there.
That's one county. And there's over 3,000 counties, and half the counties sell tax lien certificates, and the other half of the counties will sell tax deeds. We'll talk about both. That's Jacksonville, Florida.
Well, I will. Hey, I will say I've seen a lot of opportunity there, though.
30,000 certificates. Anybody can make money with a tax certificate. Anybody. Your grandfather. You can tell your grandfather, your grandma. You don't have to worry about that, because with a tax lien certificate, you invest with the government, you get a check back from the government. You and I are completely out of the deal. Nobody, I just teach it, and you interview me so that we can teach people, but there's no way we touch the money. The money's never touched. It goes from the consumer that raises their hand to buy the certificate, and the money goes directly to the county. So their money is protected by the property tax code of that county. That's how safe it is. It's predictable, it's certain and secure.
Well, if I want to take advantage of that, so you mentioned, there is no central location, but should I start in my own county, or how do I just bring up a county and I can find some information that way?
Well, in the good old days when I started, back when I had black hair like you do, in those days, you just bought in the local county, but now we have the internet.
Yeah.
So you can buy in over 1,700 counties in the United States. So half of the United States sells tax lien certificates, the other half of the state sells tax deeds. We can talk about both of them, but all those 1,700 counties will sell. So if you want to buy in Mississippi, you can do that. You can buy them in Florida, you can buy them in Tennessee, you can buy them in Arizona. So each one of those states has their own counties and laws. And so you can look them up online, and then you can call, and here, I'll show you another one. Like I showed you Jacksonville. All right, here, I'll get another one here on my desk. Okay, here's one from, let's see. This one is from South Florida. This is Broward County. That would be Fort Lauderdale. They have their own little newspaper, and I'm just opening this up. They'll have about 40,000 tax certificates. There's no pictures in this.
Well, hey,
anybody can.
That's I was going to ask you another question. So let's say that I'm looking at the Broward County website or the paper, and I'm kind of interested in that property there. How do I know it's a good location? I'm here near Cleveland, Ohio. How do I make sure that's a good location and it's a good deal?
Okay. It's not complex. It's easy to do. The counties subscribe to a system that's called GIS. GIS stands for Geographical Information System. So it's a satellite. It's going around the world. Okay, and the county subscribe to that. It's free. So you can go there and get that satellite, and the satellite, you can bring it right down to the geranium on the front porch. You can take it back up again, so you can see the school over here. You can see the neighborhood firehouse over there. You can see, this doesn't look like a very good area over here. So you might not want to buy. So that's one of the ways you could look. Okay. Or you could call a broker and tell a broker to go look at it. Or you could go onto the old-fashioned way they did it. Do you remember the old Google Maps? They drove down the road.
Yeah,
and they had a camera and they were taking the pictures.
Sure.
Okay, cool. You could do that. So there's a lot of ways to look at privacy. There's no privacy anymore. The only thing they don't do is they just don't go into your bathroom and check what kind of bathroom you got. I mean, they know everything about you nowadays.
Well, hey, would you recommend though an order though? Like, okay, so my Google Earth is like, hey, it looks pretty good. Should I still maybe try and get a local broker down there to say, take a look around, or is that usually good enough? Is a visual
the
good
local
enough to
broker
act
is going
on?
to be the easy way to do it. Plus, you're communicating, and we're used to communicating. You know, you can say, well, you know, what'll happen? See, with a tax certificate, you invest with the government, and you get your check back from the government. But what if you don't get paid? What if you don't get a check back? Well, then you get the property. So you never should buy anything unless you know what you're going to get back. You're getting my point. So you raise your hand and buy a tax certificate. You pay $100,000 house, you pay $3,000 tax, and the guy doesn't come in and pay, doesn't redeem, you get the property. So if it's a decent property, great. But what if it burned down? You don't want that thing. You don't even want to bid on that. So you always want to have what we say, boots on the ground.
I was going to say the same thing before you did. I think that's a perfect description of it. And you want to make sure somebody's around to actually take a look at it. But hey, Ted, we have your web address here, tedthomas.com. I'm seeing now we have a /free. If you go to tedthomas.com/free, what's that free about?
Oh, the free is if people want to get an auction list for a certain county, we give them one free list. So let's say they live in Des Moines, Iowa, and that's Polk County. They want to see Polk County. If Polk County's got their list up, they can come to our site, and we'll actually print a list out and send it to them, like one of these lists. Now, if the list has got 300 pages, you don't want to print it out because you're going to use up all your paper.
Yeah, sure.
Computer. Okay, but if they got a tax deed list, now most people print out the tax deed list, which is the properties that are actually going to come up for sale, not the tax lien, the tax deed. So we actually have lists of those too. It looks like this. So this is a list that an auctioneer put together, and this shows the pictures of the property even. All right,
that's
so
nice.
If you come to our site, we can show you that kind of information. It's absolutely free. Just one. Now we don't show you the whole country because there's 3,000 of them, and it would take 2 weeks to show you all of it.
So if you head to tedthomas.com/free, you're going to get a free auction list, and there's also an offer
you can go
to
there
attend.
And learn about classes we have.
An offer to attend a full-day workshop with you to get a sense of what's going on there. Yeah. Ted Thomas is the authority on all this, and he knows a lot. And if you're not already at the website, get there. Get your free auction list, but also take a look at a bunch of other videos just like this, where Ted explains a lot about how you can get involved in this and some of the benefits of it. So check it out right now, tedthomas.com/free.